Howdy folks, today we're going to take a quick look in this video at a game called The Farmer Was Replaced. And you control this little drone here, you plant and harvest crops with code. If you've done Python before, this is going to look pretty familiar. It uses the similar syntax. It's not actually Python, but it looks quite the same. So I progressed quite a bit through the tech tree. I'm not starting from the beginning, but I just wanted to show this off. It's a really fun little game. If you like automation and coding, this will probably be right up your alley. I happened to see it on my YouTube feed. I think it was Orbital Potato was showing it off. And it's only $6.99 on Steam, so I picked it up. There'll be a link to the Steam store page in the description if it looks fun. But let's dive in. So let's go over to unlocks here real quick. You start up here with basically nothing. And you have to unlock loops and various speeds and how fast the grass grows. And then you can get senses and carrots, more crops. You can expand the field. It starts with just one square. It just kind of breaks it out and opens up variables, operators, more coding functions as you go. Now, if you're not familiar with coding, that's okay. It'll walk you right through everything you need to do and even has hints that you could reveal to show you what you might need to do to get going. But I've got a couple different code blocks here. So let's look at harvest all here. This is just a quick harvest everything on the field. So let me run that through once. And you'll see it's increasing our hay up here. So we have hay, wood. Right now we have carrot as well. And we've got empty water tanks, which we have to buy. Then they slowly fill over time. So now we have some full water tanks over here. Grass will regrow. So it just regrows. No problem. The other stuff you have to plant, and you have to buy seeds for everything except bushes and trees, I think. But we'll go through the code. So if we just step through this code right here, you can execute one step of the code at a time. I've got a function here. Again, if you've written Python, this will look familiar. I'm just defining this function of reset pos, reset position. So it's saying, hey, while your position X is greater than 0, move west. So if your drone's over here, it's going to move to the left. And then the same thing for the y-axis. Get your position Y. If it's greater than 0, move south. So it'll move down. So it just puts them down here in this square. It's an easy way to start. Because some of the plants, like trees, need to be not right next to each other. So you want to start from a known location and plant them on a grid accordingly. So then I'm just calling that function to reset the position. And then I'm saying for a for loop here, for I in range and for J in range, get world size. It's the same on each side, so it's the same number. I could turn that into a variable, but when I first wrote this and then I've copied and pasted it. When I first wrote this, I didn't have variables unlocked, so I couldn't even use variables. But we could do that. So let's actually do that as an exercise. So we're going to say WS for world size is get, and it does have command completion with tab, which is nice. And then we can just replace both of these calls with the variable WS. So it's basically going to go iterate over every square. And then it's going to say if can harvest returns true if what's under the drone can be harvested. And then it will harvest it. And then it's going to move up. And then once it's moved all the way up, it's going to move over. And it's going to actually move up again, which will wrap around. So if you move past the border, it just wraps around in that direction. That's all that does. It just iterates over each square, no matter how big your field is each time. So let me minimize that, and we're going to maximize. This is my Big Daddy program here. And I've got a bunch of things defined. But basically what this does is, until it hits these max numbers, it will just harvest each of these in turn. So if we need hay, it's going to harvest the grass for hay. If we need wood, it's going to plant and harvest trees. And if we need carrots, it's going to plant and harvest carrots. And then this is the number of tanks I want to have on hand. So if I let this run, it's going to say all done. Might have missed that. There's a print function where the drone will print with smoke. Let's do that again. All done. So we've hit the max on everything. Let me just raise this up to 5,000 real quick. Actually, let's do something more interesting than grass. We'll let it do some grass, but we're probably going to need a bunch more carrots. So let's raise this up to 4,000 as well, and then we'll run this again. There it goes. It's got enough hay now, so it's going to be planting carrots. And I've upgraded the speed of the drone to like 10 times as fast as it is when you start. So this thing is booking. Now it's gone on to trees. The trees need to be at least 1 square apart or they grow really, really slow. And it just keeps iterating over each type. Now when you buy carrot seeds, it costs hay and wood. So the hay and wood occasionally drop below the max. So it'll go back and plant those as well. So that's all well and good. Looks like we need to get up to 4,000 carrots. So I'm going to let that run for just a bit, and then we're going to unlock pumpkins. Okay, we've hit the max on everything, so we're all done. Let's scroll back over here. And every time you unlock something, it tells you more about it. So let's go look at pumpkins. Pumpkins are kind of different because basically you plant the seeds from what it sounds like. I haven't done these yet. And they cost 1 carrot for the pumpkin seeds, so we're going to have to buy those. And when all the pumpkins on the field are fully grown, they grow together to make a giant pumpkin. But then there's a chance, about 1 in 5, that one will die. So that's kind of interesting. So we want to plant the whole field with pumpkins. And then it looks like we're going to want to wait until they're all grown, perhaps. So scroll wheel, I keep forgetting. Over here, scroll wheel scrolls up and down, but anywhere else, it scrolls out the whole screen. But let's click and drag. Let's go down here. We're going to make a new function. It always tries to auto-indent for you. And we're going to call this do pumpkin. I know, real original on my function names. We're going to do the same thing here. We're going to reset the position. And then we're going to just iterate through, but we do need to buy some pumpkin seeds. So I'm going to borrow from this. And I got the trade upgraded so you can actually trade for the number instead of when you first unlock trade function, it just says 1 at a time. So you have to do it in a loop. But so we're going to say if items, and we want pumpkin seed. So if we don't have enough pumpkin seeds to plant the whole world, we want to figure out how many we need. So again, we're going to change this to pumpkin seed. And we're going to trade, you guessed it, pumpkin seeds. Oops, you got to hit tab, not enter. I'm used to like actual IDEs for software development. This is sort of an IDE, but not quite. Okay, so that will buy our stuff, hopefully, if we have enough carrots. Oh, actually, sorry. This actually does need to be... Where's I doing the check? Oh, no, it just won't buy if I don't have enough carrots. Somehow I got that back to carrot seeds instead of pumpkin. There we go. So we'll buy our pumpkin seeds. And then we're going to kind of do the same thing here. We're just going to iterate over the world. This is going to be pretty much the same, but then we need to, before we harvest, we want to check that they've all grown. So we're going to change that up a little bit. So let's just paste that. Oops. I keep wanting to scroll down with the mouse wheel. So we're going to do, actually we're going to get rid of this. So we're going to do something different for the harvesting. So we're just going to iterate over the world, and we're going to say, if it is turf, we're going to till it into soil. So this is soil. When it's green turf, it'll just grow grass automatically. And we want to plant, instead of pumpkins, we want to plant, sorry, instead of carrots, we want to plant pumpkins. There we go. English is hard. Okay, so that should plant everything, and then it'll just be done. So let's actually test this out in a separate code snippet. So if you want another little code snippet, we're going to minimize that. Just hit the little plus sign here. And I'm going to have that, if you drag it up close, it's supposed to dock. I haven't quite figured out the, there it goes. That's the magic. Let's zoom back in. And then I've got my function there, and then we're just going to test that function. So do... And then I'm going to have to bring over Oh, I need to do the reset position, so I need to grab that. So we have that defined. Then I think everything else is just a built-in. So let's run this and then we'll see what happens. Absolutely bupkis. All right, cool. We have an error. Max tanks has never been defined. There we go. Oh wait, it's trying to run both of those. That's not good. Oh, I don't have the right. I don't have the dew water. Let's get rid of that. Now it's just running that one. Okay, so it didn't plant them where there's trees. Ooh, so okay. So I need to check if it's not a pumpkin, we'll harvest it. So let's do that up here. And does it get entity type? Find out what kind of entity is under the drone. Yep. Okay, if that is not equal to entities.pumpkin, then we're going to say if you can harvest that bad boy. All right, that should get rid of the trees and leave everything else alone, in theory. There we go. And then you can see we got the giant pumpkins have grown. So I wonder how that works with the harvesting. Let's go over here in our help functions. So I don't see anything about how do we tell if it's fully grown or not. But if we go down here to available functions, okay, so can harvest tells you if it's fully grown. All right, cool. That will work. It doesn't tell you about the size, though. Can harvest. Anything about the size? Range, plant, move, till. I don't remember anything about the size of the entity, because this is the first thing that can grow to more than one tile. Trade, use. Yeah, I don't think. Oh, you can do stuff on the output page now. I didn't even see that. Okay, cool. Good to know. Yeah, I don't see anything about like checking if the pumpkin is fully grown, and I don't think we have any delay function yet. So I'm not sure how we wait for the pumpkins to grow necessarily. Unless we would just fly over the field and do nothing for a couple times. But I think we're pretty close to getting there. Let's try it. It's just, let's see if we can harvest. Just thinking if it does plants a specified entity if it can be planted. Okay, so it won't plant if it can't. Yeah, see, we'd want to wait until they're fully grown. What if we just do this in a loop? Let's see what happens. So if we do while true, and we bump that over, it'll just do this over and over until we stop it. Yeah, see, we're not giving it enough time. That's kind of what I thought. We're not giving it enough time for the pumpkins to grow. We don't have any kind of wait function. Well, actually, we kind of do. We kind of do. Let's make a wait function. We do have a time, so let's say wait, and we're going to wait in seconds. So start is going to be, because we have a get time, I think it's called, yeah, get time function. And then we're going to say, well, we're just going to have to break out of it, I think. While true, end equals, it's dangerous having a while without a break condition. So we're going to say end equals get time. We're going to say E is for elapse is going to be, actually we don't even need the end. It's going to be get time minus start. We're going to say if E is greater than or equal to N, break out of here. So in theory, that will wait in seconds. So we're going to do pumpkin, and then we're going to wait 5 seconds before we do the, oh, look at that. We got a giant pumpkin. Let's try that. I wish this error would go away. There we go. That made it go away. Redock that. Okay, let's see how this does. Waits 5 seconds in theory. Yeah. Is 5 seconds enough time? I'm not watering it, so it's going to grow faster once we're actually watering them again. I think that will work. And one fun thing we can do is in our wait function, we can do flips while we wait, just for fun. So he's going to wait, and he's going to do flips. Whee! That's one of the first functions it teaches you that you have. So that'll just indicate that he's waiting, not that it's, broken. All right, we're ready to, I think, to move this. We need the wait and the do pumpkin function back in our main code here. Can't scroll down like that, dummy. All right, so I'm going to replace our do pumpkin with that, and we're going to actually water it now that we have that. And then we're going to grab our new wait function. And we'll just stick that up here in the beginning where we were doing all of our stuff. Like that, and then we can get rid of this one. Okay, let's see how we do. With our main, let's do a max here. Just like we've done all the others. So max, pumpkin. I don't know how many of those we need. And to be consistent, I'm going to change that to max carrot. Can I search? I don't think I can search. In do carrot, was I doing? No, it does. I don't think we're using that anywhere else. All right, it says we need carrots because we don't have 4,000 carrots yet. I'm going to have 4,000 carrots here real shortly. We're a little low on hay, so it's grabbing some hay. A little low on wood, so it's planted some trees, and it can do hay in between, and it says we're all done. All right, cool. Now we just need to add the check here for max pumpkin. Now here, I'll quit being lazy and write it. So we're going to add another else if. We're going to say num items dot pumpkin is less than max Pumpkin. Do pumpkin stuff. There we go. Kick that off again. And we're watering it now. Wait, it's not waiting. What did I do wrong? Oh, I had to wait in the right. I had to wait in the in my other loop. All right, so it's going to do pumpkin. Should we do that up above? Yeah, let's do it here. Or would it make more sense to wait? No, let's do it in the function itself. So this didn't go through, and I think we want to do one more loop. I'm thinking in my head here. I'm not making noise. This will go through and harvest anything that's needed. So we could wait before we come here, or we could wait in here. Just trying to think, should we could add some more smarts here. So like if, yeah, let's do our harvesting here. So if can harvest and get entity type not equal to, if it's not a pumpkin, we'll go ahead and harvest it so we can plant it. Then we're going to do another loop down here where we'll do our harvest after we wait. So then we're going to wait 5 seconds. Then we're going to loop through again. We'd be lazy and copy that. And then we're going to harvest. And then here we need to move north and move east. And in theory now, that will plant all the pumpkins. It'll harvest anything that's in the way that's not a pumpkin. Then it'll wait 5 seconds, then it'll harvest the pumpkins. That's the theory. Let's try that. Oh, it left a giant pumpkin there. Now it's waiting. Whee! Now it's waiting again. Wonder if we wait longer. If we wait a little longer, will those eventually grow bigger? Let's change our wait to 10 seconds. And then we'll wrap this video up. It's gone on long enough. This was just supposed to be a quick overview of the game. It's a lot of fun though. I do a lot of programming in my IRL job. I enjoy doing it in games as well. It's pretty fun. So we got a giant pumpkin that time, which I think gets you 64. Gets you a lot of pumpkins. We're low on carrots now because I think we've been using those to buy pumpkin seeds. Those aren't... What were the rules again on pumpkins? Pumpkins. They're supposed to all grow together, but maybe because one is missing. I'm not sure what the rules are for growing. Okay, I think they have to be like 2 will grow into 1. No, it looks like 4. It's a rule of 4. Yeah, so 4 have to be together to grow. So if you happen to get 4 of these size, they would grow into one giant one. And you can see there's a chance that they will die. The only time you get a giant pumpkin is if the whole field survives. It's kind of almost a game of life thing. But there you go. We're working away on pumpkins, and I need pumpkins to get utilities and fertilizer. And then there's lists, so we can get more fancy with our code. And then there's a few more things I don't have unlocked yet. But anyway, there'll be a link in the description for this on the Steam store. If it looks like it's your kind of thing, go check it out. Thanks as always for watching, and I'll catch you in the next video. Take care.